Hey, I'm up in the Sierra Nevadas, adventuring, driving around, hiking, exploring, and I just wanted to start a series called Adventure Log where I can just hang out with you guys and talk about some adventures. So I'll start this series with a story of a guy that came up to me in a bar in Jamestown, and that's on Highway 108. And I go to these places because it's so cool to hang out with people, to meet new people, to get to learn about other people and learn about how they live their lives and the things that they deal with. And you get to just hang out. And you often make friends in saloons and places like that. So I'm sitting at this bar called the Rawhide Saloon, and that's as saloon as it gets. Very Western, very rustic in there. And it's, just the local ranchers and farmers that are going there to hang out and have a drink when they finish work. So I'm sitting there having a drink at the Rawhide Saloon in Jamestown, and a guy sidles on up next to me, and I think he's probably similar to my age. And just out of nowhere, he looks at me and he says, "Hey, do you know about bees?" So, I mean, I know of bees. Obviously, I know what a bee is, but I said to the guy, "Not really, no." And he goes, "Oh, well, I grow bees. It's one of my jobs." And he's talking about all this and that, this and that. Do you know this about bees? And I'm thinking, this guy loves his work. I guess that's the first conversation starter I've ever had that was related to bees. And then he started preloading his sentences with, "Okay, don't judge me, but." And I'm thinking, all right, guy, I don't know if you're about to say something really offensive or something really racist here, but I'm sort of sitting there thinking, I'm already judging you now because you told me to not judge you. You said, "Okay, don't judge me, but," and in the back of my mind, I'm already judging you. And he was saying some stuff, man, like, "Oh, don't judge me, but my wife is throwing a party tonight. She's been planning it for months. Oh, but it's like an hour drive." And, he was saying, "Oh, this party, it's got all my friends and, my family are there." And he's, "Don't judge me, but, I've been working all day. I'm too tired and I don't feel like driving." And I'm sitting there and I'm not allowed to judge the guy anymore. I can't say anything judgmental. He preloaded his sentences with "don't judge me, but." So now I have no choice but to not judge him. So I said, "Yeah, dude, I guess that's cool. I mean, your wife planned this party and you're not going to show up because you don't feel like driving an hour. Whatever, dude. I'm not going to judge you." But, eventually I left. That's not one of the most cool people that I've met, but it was interesting that and of course he kept going, "Long story short, don't judge me, but long story short." And that, so I left that place. Otherwise I was going to get stuck talking to the bee guy. Drove down 108 back onto 120, and then I stopped in Knight's Ferry, and that's one of my favorite places. Off the main street a little bit is you just walk down this little sort of an alley, and there's Rick's Saloon, and the locals go there just to sit and hang out, and people that are there on vacationing and hanging out on the river, if they see the place, you tend to see the river's edge, which is more noticeable. It's right on the main street. But Rick's Saloon, I was just sitting there just having a cold drink, trying to unravel this tangled web of emotion that I was wrapped up in from the bee guy, from not being allowed to judge people, from learning that bees had their allergies and that you have to treat the bees. I mean, do you guys know about bees? What do you guys know about bees? I know a lot more now than I ever want to. So I leave that place. I'm at Rick's Saloon in Knight's Ferry, and then I'm hanging out with a couple in their 70s, Cheryl and Roger. Cheryl flags me down. She goes, hey, let's play some pool." Okay, sure. So I'm playing pool and I'm learning about Cheryl and Roger, and these are the people that I want to hang out with. They're interesting, they're fun, and they're not filling my mind with venomous bee information. You know what I mean? And they're fun, they're cool. They're telling me about their hobbies and the work that they retired from. And then we start talking about baking. Cheryl's big into baking. I said, "Oh, I'm very much into baking cookies and stuff and whatnot." And she said, hold on a minute." She walks over to the general store, which is already closed. She brings out lemon pound cake and this huge chocolate chip cookie, still hot, still fresh. She said, "Here, try these and critique me." Oh, they were fantastic. Really. Pound cake is heavy, right? So you don't have that much pound cake. And I'm here in front of Cheryl, and she's starry-eyed, trying to see if I'm going to say anything, nice about. Obviously, I'm going to compliment her on the cake. It's delicious. It's fantastic. It's heavy, and I'm slowing down here, and she's watching, and I'm thinking, I feel pressured. I've got to keep eating this cake. This is the most pound cake I've ever had in one sitting. It was good, but oh man, I don't know if I'll be having pound cake for a while. So that was fun. And then the bartender starts putting on songs, and people start singing along. And there's a guy in the place there, and he starts singing a Roy Orbison song, and I think I love this song. I'm gonna go up and sing it too. So they were hanging out for hours and hours, just singing songs. And he buys a round of Golden Cadillac, and he's telling everyone about Golden Cadillac. You know what a Golden Cadillac is? This and that. It comes from poor reds. It's a Galliano. 3% of all the Galliano used in the United States is used in poor reds Galliano to make Golden Cadillac. I didn't learn anything useful, but I learned that, and that was real fun hanging out. We closed out the bar and we left and hang out. So I've been just doing work. I've been meeting people. I've been a number of, last night, I mean, it's a story for another day, but there's a band that I was watching live music up on Highway 88 where I am now. And I had my fiddle in the truck, and they said, "Oh, you should have played fiddle with us." So they told me their schedule. They want me to play fiddle with them on some of their upcoming shows. And they said, "Hey, just come to one of our shows and get on stage, and you can play fiddle for us." So I'm going to sort that out. Meeting people. I'm doing ranch hand work. So I'm going to be working on some cabins this week. I'm doing building renovations, landscaping, all sort of stuff where it's just nice to be. I get to be out here. I get to do work. I get to work. I get to be outdoors. I get to be in the fresh air. It's just beautiful. And I'm so glad to be out of the office, out of a studio, away from computers for just a little while. And I've got a little computer where I'm doing some work here and there, just to keep things, a little bit productive. But I want to be out here, man. And this is what I enjoy. Anyway, I'll share some footage and stuff in other videos. So, my perspective is changing a little bit as I'm enjoying spending so much time meeting new people and just hanging out. I love going to saloons and bars and hanging out. And I'm having so much fun hanging out with people. I kind of just want to focus on just a more down to earth, a more scrappy channel. And the content here, I'd prefer it if it was just more down to earth. And I really don't want to do the formal stuff. So I just want fun, down to earth, scrappy content. I'll most likely be doing more stuff outdoors, and I just want to just show cool places you can go where you're in the outdoors, or you can meet people and hang out with people in the real world and actually spend time with people and talk to people face to face. And it's so cool. It's just the coolest thing in the world to hang out and meet people and spend time with people. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. I will see you around. I'm going to get back to looking for some hiking trails.